That physical aspect, though, the other things that it brings with it when it's healthy are things that a lot of times in relationship, husband and wife both long for that. I'm talking about like just the connection, the communication, the feeling of togetherness, the emotional connection. I know that's big a lot of times for women. We hear the emotional connection's important. I think there's importance there for a man as well to some degree, not the same maybe as women, but those things.
It is more important than most men give credence.
Right. To be known. Yeah. To be loved in that way, to be desired in that way. So that connection, that emotional connection, all those things that we really long for in a marriage relationship, those things are brought so much more to health when the physical relationship is good.
Your home, it matters. You're there to make a difference.
It is podcast day.
Welcome to Home Matters. We are so glad you joined us today.
That was a great
That's my radio
intro.
voice. That's my radio voice.
I didn't know you were on the radio.
Yep. Hey, we're so glad you joined us for Home Matters.
We really are.
This is Home Matters Radio, right?
I guess it
Kinda
is.
like.
I guess it is.
Used to be.
Okay.
Like, but
it's a podcast nowadays.
It's a podcast.
That's right. Speaking of podcasts, man, we wish you would share it on your social media platforms, review it. Yeah.
And
all the listeners out there.
This one is a good one to share probably because the subject that I noticed here that we're covering today.
That you noticed. I hope you noticed it.
I have noticed it, and I realized that
it's called It's Hot.
It's hot. Mm-hmm. Keep it hot. Right? Mm-hmm. So, again.
Talking about turning the air conditioning off in the house?
No.
Okay.
Now, again, you're the one that produces most of this content, so you just keep kind of pointing like I brought this up. You brought it up.
Well, I just know you like these topics.
Yeah, I do.
So.
Yeah, and
I don't mind them myself.
Just get right into it.
That's right.
It's hot outside. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about weather fronts and what they cause in your life.
Oh, my goodness.
So. Mm-hmm. No,
this is a husband-wife episode today.
Yeah, it is.
Let me say that.
PG.
Yep.
At least probably. So
you think?
When we talk about things in the physical relationship of a husband and wife that God ordained, that God created, that it was God's big idea.
Yep.
We think that it's something that we don't address enough probably, especially among believers, followers of Christ. We probably don't address it enough. And in the world we're living in, because we don't address it, it gets addressed from other angles and other information sources.
That's true.
Other media, and it's made into something that's not supposed to be.
Yeah, and we spend some time on podcasts pretty regularly talking about intimacy, that intimate relationship, how important it is, and that is part of this. But today we're really just focusing on the physical part of the marriage and its importance.
Talking about sex.
That's right. And let me just say from the start, if that bothers you, don't you turn off. Don't you turn it off.
Don't you do it?
Yeah, because you might be the one that needs to hang around today.
It is the great taboo, right? It is the thing that nobody wants to talk about.
Well, in some settings.
Most everybody wants more of. It's the thing that, it's kind of like money. People don't want to talk about money much, but they want more of it. Sex is something that I've heard said before. People don't want to talk about that, but for the biggest part, people want more of it. So when it comes to how you were created, what you're created, the capacity that you have as a sexual being, then in that, let's make sure that we're turning to the right place, that we're
that's right, to the right source, right?
In that place in our life from the Lord and from His Word. And, and when you do that, then again, I think that you actually cherish or you bring value to sexuality. It is demeaned and degraded and cheapened in so many ways today that there's a reason that it's a taboo to you and it's like a dirty thing nobody talks about, nobody wants to. And we would hope that today that you maybe for the first time realize, hey, this thing that God has given us, our sexuality.
It is a gift, right?
Yeah, within the marriage relationship of a husband and wife,
Yes.
Small-minded here, but that's the only marriage relationship, okay?
That's right. And the only place that this physical relationship is to be.
It's the only place. And again, you know, we're not here to condemn you if you're stuck in a place or you got brokenness in your life or there's sexual sins in your life. But what we would say to you is if you'll bring it into the realm that God intended it. I always say it this way, you know, when people come out of a place, you got to make sure that you find, when you come out of something, you got to make sure that you restore your life with something that was intended. It's kind of like I use the illustration sometimes of men. When you come out of immorality, it's kind of like God said to the Egyptians or said to the Israelites as they're coming out of Egypt, he said, you're coming out of the land of bondage. But over and over again, as they're coming out of that bondage, God calls them to embrace purity. And that word and over again in the book of Exodus, I think it's 30 plus times that God, he talks about the purity that they're to embrace, purity of heart and life and manner and everything. But I just always say that, man, when you're coming out, make sure you realize the importance of what God has for your life and what he created this piece of your life, an important piece.
That's right.
In our lives, what he created it for.
Yeah, and we say a lot, if you know there is brokenness here, if there've been abuses and things of that nature, we'd encourage you, to reach out for help. If there's been sin committed against you in those areas, reach out for help. Counsel, godly counsel, so that you can come to the place where this part of your life that God intended for you to enjoy and to be good and to be strength to your marriage relationship, so that you can get to the place where it is all those things.
Yeah, it's just, again, I think it's just we just get out of our sinfulness or our brokenness. We create some places in our life, especially when it comes to sexual sin. The Bible says that sexual sin is even a sin against your own body.
Against your body, yeah.
That it tags your life, that it stays with you, if you can say it that way. So with that, again, if that is the case, and we just encourage you to find that God, he can bring you to a place of fullness and restoration.
Yes, he can.
That he can make your life, your heart pure.
Yeah.
And in that, again, we have created in our world, we have created this web of deceit when it comes to sexuality. And
so true.
Any of us are capable of getting caught in it.
Right.
That's the thing I want to say.
Absolutely.
I don't think any of us are beyond that. Any of us can fall to the deception, especially when it comes to sexuality and satisfaction and fulfillment. And the reality is, studies show it, not Christian studies, social studies show that this brokenness in sexuality is wreaking all kind of havoc in our world today. So again, we'd encourage you to realize, man, it's a gift from him.
That's right.
It's a gift from the Lord. And in that, we need to stay at it as a married couple.
So important.
We encourage you.
There's not an expiration date, right?
That's right. And
thankfully.
Yeah, thank God.
Because we just had our 40th anniversary.
Yeah, we've been together a while. You know, but in that you can still have a healthy, intimate sexual relationship. So
true.
And again, we're talking about just the physical aspect of it today. We are talking more about sex and what it is supposed to be.
That physical aspect, though, the other things that it brings with it when it's healthy are things that a lot of times in relationship, husband and wife both long for that. I'm talking about like just the connection, the communication, the feeling of togetherness, the emotional connection. I know that's big a lot of times for women. We hear the emotional connection's important. I think there's importance there for a man as well, to some degree. Sure. Not the same maybe as women, but those things.
It is more important than most men give credence.
Right. To be known.
Yeah.
to be loved in that way, to be desired in that way. So that connection, that emotional connection, all those things that we really long for in a marriage relationship, those things are brought so much more to health when the physical relationship is good. So the things that we long for sometimes in a relationship, I think we kind of get it backwards. We're like, well, we want the emotional connection and we want the communication and we want all those things first, when the truth is that physical connection really feeds those things.
Sure it does.
It enhances the emotional connection. It enhances the communication. I mean, you can go into all the scientific things, the way our bodies are, created and everything. I didn't take time to look up a lot of that or add that in here, but all the oxytocin, the endorphins, all the things that are released in our body during
dopamine that's released
all
in your
those
body.
things that are released, they increase these other things that we really want.
And the thing is I think that when it comes to desire and drive, I think when we ignore those, now again, if you're out there and you say, well, I just don't have that much of a sex drive anyway, and that's fine. Again, if that's your body and that's what you know, that's fine. But we're saying that if there's a drive, if there's a sexual appetite there, it should be, number one, it should be for your spouse, and you can find fulfillment in that. But what we're saying is you cannot ignore that. And if you are ignoring that, you're losing all kind of respect. You're losing all kind of honor. You're losing all kinds of ways that you are cherished and prized and again desired, if we can say it.
Men and women both, right?
Yeah,
because the desires fluctuate. Sometimes it's more the male, sometimes it's more the female. But to ignore those, I mean, you can't ignore those.
Right.
You shouldn't ignore those. And if there are things that you can do, even medically, physically, even in our thought life, man, that could be a whole nother podcast because, and we may mention it in a minute, but the way I'm thinking, if I can change some of those things, if I can get help with some of those things so that our personal desire can be increased.
Yeah.
And we should be doing those things, right?
Yeah, and I think that with that, again, the way God created these bodies, that is something that happens, that physiologically our body functions that way. Look, let me just be really plain. If you have the capability and there are not overarching reasons, health, place of life, space of life that you're in, if you're a married couple and there's any desire there physically for your spouse, or even if there's not, if you're the one with a lesser sex drive, let me say this: if you're not having sex, then you're not living.
You're missing out.
You're not living in God's plan for your life. Can I say that? I know that people of old that they taught that sex was only for procreation. That is a big part of it. But you'll find out also that there's so much more the Bible says about the fact that we are drawn together and the passion that is real in a husband and wife, even to the point that in Paul's writings, Paul said, if you've got these passions, you need to get married. You need a spouse.
That's right.
So that you can satisfy these desires, these passions. And I'll say this, and again, I'm not just trying to pick a fight with anybody, but if you're out there and one or the other spouse has a sex drive and you're ignoring that, you are living in disobedience. I think you're ignoring that and you're closing your eyes to something that will cause you pain and heartache.
Well, 1 Corinthians 7 tells us that, right?
Sure it does.
That we can't ignore that desire of our spouse. And that our desire shouldn't be ignored by our spouse. So there has to be a place where we come to that we get the help we need. Sure. And that help may be outside of what we are able to do for ourselves, right. Or it may be that we just need to have a change of heart. That we may just need to step into doing the things and being the person that we're supposed to be.
But I said earlier, though, unless it's something physical.
Right.
Or
and there are those times, there are those seasons, there are medical reasons. We're not overlooking
that place
those.
in life I mentioned, or that space in life. You may have small kids and, You know, they're in your, and they're running your world right now, and it may be that. But what we are saying is this: you do need to realize the importance of that desire or that drive that is in your life. It's just like this: if you don't eat, and you know, and there are places where you don't eat, right? For spiritual purposes or even physical purposes, I know.
Right.
But if you ignore that, sooner or later you're going to pay for it. And if you ignore your sex drive, I had a guy one time, you know, said, "Please pray for me. I have these temptations. I have this sexual desire. And just pray that God take it away from me." And I said, I don't know. I don't think I can pray for that. And
the way we're created.
Yeah.
Right?
I said, that's the way you're created. But I will say this. Let's pray that God will make sure that you direct it toward your spouse.
Right.
And it is drive. The drive is that way. We always say this too. Always pay attention to the person in the marriage with a higher sex drive. And that can be husband or wife. You said that earlier.
Right.
You know, there are cases where women have a higher sex drive than their husbands. But with that, again, just pay attention to that. Don't ignore that. Don't listen. The regularity of your sexual relationship should not be determined by the person with the lesser drive.
That's right.
And again, if you say, I don't even care. I've heard people say, you know, I could go the rest of my life and not have sex, and that's fine, unless you're married to a husband or wife that has a drive.
Right. And I think when people say that too, you have to really maybe dig a little deeper than just that comment and find out the why. Because a lot of times that does come from a place of abuse or where there's been sexual sin that's been committed against them or by them.
Right.
That leads them
or
to that
physical
place.
Problems.
Exactly.
And again, that's the reason we say get help.
Yeah.
But
so
there's
true.
so much that it does, again, in our relationship.
Yeah, just some things I want to throw. Proven studies, okay, what good intimacy and physical connection does. Okay, let me give them to you. Great marriage satisfaction and happiness. Greater, all right?
I believe
both partners, okay? Builds emotional connection. I've already said that. Look, creates a sense of safety, comfort, and peace in a home.
So you're talking about the sexual relationship.
I'm talking about the sexual relationship. There's a sense of safety there.
Yeah.
And comfort in knowing that, you know, that's given and received right here. And peace in a home. Man, there's so much tension sometimes between couples just because of this one fact in their life. So there's peace in the home. Look,
if we ever get tense at home, let's just go.
Get naked, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so opens doors for more communication. Already said that one. Look, increases the sense of unity and togetherness in marriage. Listen, and leading a home.
Yeah.
Man, that we're on the same team, that we're together.
Again, you are vulnerable in so many ways to each other.
So true. So true, yeah.
When again, the sexual union takes place, that vulnerability, that knowing one another, that exposure, if you can say it that way, it creates a place where you can stand in confidence of knowing one another and being strengthened in that, and
being
I think
accepted and loved, you know, as we are,
desired.
Love
Everybody,
that.
you know, everybody wants to be desired
known
by their
and
spouse.
wants to be desired.
Yeah,
right. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time, but some ways.
Tell us how to keep it hot.
We're talking about keeping it hot.
Keep it hot.
Okay, you gonna help me?
Yeah.
What's a good one?
Schedule it.
Plan it?
Put it on your calendar.
That's weird. Don't you think that's weird?
Really mechanical. Not real spontaneous, and I'm the spontaneous guy.
You are.
But I don't mind you putting it on my calendar. I'm just saying.
Don't. I can go into your calendar and put that. You know, please don't just close your mind to that, because, look, life is busy. Life's crazy. If you're in the grind of raising kids, I mean, before you know it, I mean, it's been days, it's been a week. We talked to couples where it's been months, yes, with an S. And
somebody's suffering there.
Right. So look, it's not ridiculous to plan. All right. You with planning, you kind of have time to prepare, right? Your thoughts. We talked about thoughts a little bit. You prepare your mind. You talk yourself into it if you need to. Good. Right? The good things that are going to happen from it.
Give the mood a chance.
That's right. That's right. Listen to this. Increasing frequency means more oxytocin. We talked about the oxytocin, right? Commonly known as the love hormone that your brain releases when you have sex. Feels good, builds an emotional connection. All right, look, number 2, try something or somewhere fun and different. Talking about keeping it hot. It's okay. God says it's okay to enjoy and to have fun, right? Date night. Change your restaurant. Change what you're doing. Different something. I need to keep moving, Donna. You're just sitting there smiling. All right, number 3, check your thoughts. I've come back to this so many times.
Just remember
I'll remember number 2. Okay, check your thoughts. I've said this so many times, but it matters what and how you are thinking about sex and about your spouse.
About your spouse is huge.
Right? So important. Number 4.
So many times people spend all their time thinking about others. Especially in the porn deal. You get caught up in all that is about others.
Yeah. Yep.
But if you would take the energy and put it on your spouse, it'll amaze you. Daydream about your spouse.
That's right.
Think about her or him.
Thank God for your spouse. That relationship with God will change the way you think anyway. All right, look, 4, consider spicing it up during the day. All right, don't wait till bedtime. I mean, text, emojis, flirt. I love you, touch, all right? Hold hands, hand on the neck, hand on the knee, all those good things. Look, set the stage, the atmosphere. All right. I read an article on this. I thought these were good little points about setting the stage. Place a mirror at a strategic location in your bedroom.
I cannot believe you said that.
Are you serious? I said this. I mean,
your kids may listen to this.
Well, they're adults. Okay.
All right. Go to the next one, please.
No, I'm not going to the next one because you didn't like that.
Buy some lingerie. That's the next one.
Yeah, or, wear something different than your granny gown, all right? Or something different than your, I ain't going to say what you wear. Okay, tie back your hair so they can see your face.
Okay.
You are blushing. Look, have mood lighting, maybe candles or a lamp. Turn a light on. I didn't come up with these. I read these in an article.
I like them.
Do you like them? Yeah. You don't like my article.
I love the article.
It's time to get out of here.
Listen,
we gotta go.
Spice it up.
That's right.
If you're a married couple out there and if you're not getting it on,
trying to say? Have fun.
Yeah, again, there should be
romance, do something different today.
Desire, drive.
You listen to this podcast.
Romance, man, all of that should be happening.
All right.
It happened before you got married.
That's right.
You flirted and frisky and all this stuff, and then after you're married, it's dead. It's gone. Listen. 40 years in, it don't have to be that way. It doesn't
have to be dead.
And when I hear people say, well, that
just
part.
boring. That part is not over.
Maybe it'll happen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe 60, 70 years. Maybe there'll come a time where there's no passion or desire.
Nah.
And again, but again, if you don't use it, you lose it. Mm-hmm. And that's a sure thing. Mm-hmm. But again, if you'll keep your sexual relationship alive.
That's right.
It'll reward your marriage.
Yes, it will.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. Man, we love you so much. The podcast is about to go off. If you're married, send your spouse a text now. Say, doing something different.
And then go make love tonight if possible.
That's right. Because your home.
Your home really matters. Hey, God bless you. We love you.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.